everyone, and welcome to today's Marketing Legos Thought Leader interview. My name is Harshit, and I'm the Director of Business Alliances of two brilliant marketing SaaS tools, RankWatch and Websignals. And my today's special guest is founder and CEO of a digital marketing firm, The Art of Business, Amanda Nelson. Amanda, big welcome to you, and so happy to host you today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Perfect. Amanda, please tell us about your journey. How were you like as a kid? And then your professional journey and how you got to where you are, starting your own agency.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So as my life has been based around mostly hospitality, and I feel like my journey to where I'm at now has been a combination of kind of unorthodox. Like it's been not the average. Like I didn't go to school for specifically knowing that I wanted to run a marketing agency later on. I went to school for hotel and restaurant management and really loved the marketing aspect of it. It was hotel, restaurant management and marketing. So in that, I left that, I was managing restaurants and I made the mistake of doing the math between what a server or bartender would make versus like what I used to make doing that versus managing restaurants on a salary. And it was just such a big gap that I did not want to do that anymore. The work was too hard and the payoff was not good enough. So then I went into a sales position, selling industrial supplies, which was kind of a whole other direction, but again, building skills to kind of where I'm at now, and then got laid off from that after having my son. And decided to start a small little social media consulting business. Really found some stride there and got some great clients and expanded it out and grew the agency to what it is now, where we've got a team of 19 people working. And I found that if I didn't have a skill set, then I found the people with the skill set. So we've got experts in all their respective fields and we help businesses grow.
Gotcha. And how many years has it been since you are in agency business?
We kind of started out slowly in 2016, really took stride 2017, 2018, and then now we're finally coming into a really good spot now. We've been doubling our revenue for the last 3 and a bit years, so it's really been going in the right direction.
Perfect. And what kind of businesses that you cater to? Like, who's the ideal fit for your agency to qualify?
Well, this is an interesting question because I talk to my clients and we talk about target clients and ideal clients, and I want them to envision someone sitting in front of them and that's who we're going to market to. Yep. With me, it's a little bit different because I don't go for people in specific verticals. I go for people that are running businesses that are hitting a certain revenue mark. Anybody that's anywhere between, like, they have to be generally over 5 million in revenue a year and up, just to kind of afford the full service that we offer. I've found that we're in a lot of healthcare and financial. A lot of those guys are our clients. And I'm looking for clients that they've either worked with an agency, they haven't seen results, they've had a few different people in a few different parts of their business, but nobody really that's there to handle the whole thing. And that's where we come in, and I'm essentially an extension of their business, handling all of their marketing, and my team will then work together collectively to get those results.
Gotcha. So Amanda, I just wanted to correct your views, because what I'm seeing in agency business, like the trend is more shifting towards, narrowing down your industry focus. Like you'll find agencies catering just law, clients, or so something like that. What are your views on that? Why not that model, and then keeping yourself still open for
Right.
Basically, on the basis of the revenue that is only qualifier that you mentioned.
Yeah, well, that's tricky. And I have there's a couple of things that I can say about that. One is I like variety in the work that I do. And so that's one thing. I don't want to, sure, I'll say yes to, if I get a whole bunch of dentists coming my way, I'm not going to say I'm bored with dentists, I don't want to work with dentists, but it's a matter of, yeah, I like the variety. I like to be able to see how different things work, because a lot of the actions are similar. It's just the strategy that has a different shift. So seeing how a tweak in strategy will make a difference in law versus a brain surgeon, and where are we doing the differences and how is that working? I really like the analyzing of the differences as opposed to doing similar actions over and over again. Also, having a whole bunch of the same, I don't want to be like, it takes a lot to develop a strategy, and I really don't want to be giving, or like, I want it to be a very defined, like if I do have two doctors, they're sort of in the same field, but I'm really like, it's tough to make sure that the strategy is specific for each client as opposed to using the same one across the board. So yeah, I like that variety as well, so we can keep the strategy unique to each client.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I think, the whole crux of, basically working in an agency is that you get variety, like, you get a lot of exposure and, hands-on to working with multiple industry. And when you basically limit the scope, things get monotonous, and that excitement goes off. So makes sense.
And I'm someone that, like, even in my workday, I bounce from task to task to task because I like that variety, and I get kind of bored fairly quickly. So I like to be able to kind of stay agile and fluid.
I've been in agency business for long, and when you switch from multiple tasks, and the approach is entirely different from one to one. But gives it used to give me a dopamine kick altogether. So yeah. Yep. Right. Let's talk about the agency offerings altogether. I know that you are a full stack agency, but let's talk about some of the specific services that you offer to your clients.
Okay, so when we come on with a client, we will do, like, generally, that's another thing, is like with the ideal client is someone that lets us do it all. So essentially, a lot of businesses have their brand already in place, or they're looking for a brand refresh or a complete overhaul. So I like that as a starting point, doing a full brand development, because in that process, a lot of the strategy is starting to form and it's starting to kind of spark, I guess. And then from there, putting together a marketing plan, and then pulling in the team with our ad specialists and our email marketing specialists and our copywriters for content production, and then being able to put it into action from there. And of course, like SEO and online reputation management is always a huge factor as well. But did I answer your question?
So I was like looking, like, you do SEO, you do social media, and then I think email marketing, and like, what are those specific niche that you offer to your customers?
Specific niches? What do you mean specific niches?
I mean, just categorization of various types of digital marketing services that you offer to your customers.
Okay, so some of the services that we offer is like marketing planning and strategy, email marketing, PPC advertising, Google AdWords, online reputation management, social media marketing, website and WordPress design and development, e-commerce website design and development, lead generation, SEO optimization, brand development. We create marketing collateral. We do content development, lots of marketing data analysis, graphic design as well, as kind of in our wheelhouse.
Gotcha. And do you usually like bundle them, or do you still go ahead and sell standalone service offerings to your customers, or do you bundle like a collaborative multi-channel thing for your customers?
Well, generally we work with our clients for a year minimum. So we start out, and depending on what the strategy depicts is where we're going to pull from our offerings. And I don't often, like, I probably wouldn't just do social media management for a client. I probably wouldn't just do email marketing. And the reason why is because I did that years ago, where we would just do one-off services, and clients' expectations were not being met, because they often don't understand all of the other factors that go into making that social media post do something. Or I will start with building a website, because I do find that that's a platform that leads to other marketing work with that client, because when we build a website for them, then it's talking about, will you get them on the website? What do you want them to do there? And how are you going to market them? Like, it's great to have a nice looking website, but you need to make that work and earn that money that you paid for it. Yeah, we would do, like, we do guest blogs for things often. But I don't like to just piece things out and chop things up for people. I like to be able to make sure that the full picture is doing what it needs to do.
Gotcha. And now, like, I'm curious because I know for the fact that when you offer standalone services, usually agencies will have, some of the other packages. Say you're offering SEO, so maybe like, if I do 50 keywords, plan, so monthly cost would be XYZ dollars or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're working omni-channel, right? How exactly the pricing model works?
Okay, so clients are normally, like, the expectation is that they need to be able to afford anywhere between like, it needs, at minimum, it's 3,000 to 4,000 a month is what they need to consider for an investment for 1 year. And then we just go from there. And then if things come up, like, we will have like a base, here's what we're going to do for you each month, and this is what this is, and then it just goes rolling. But then as things come up, or sometimes they need additional stuff, and then we would just take it on and do it. Like, if they need, I need a brochure this month because I've got something going on, sure, we'll do that for you, and then just charge at an hourly rate.
Gotcha. So say, for example, I'm a customer and I'm on board on, say, 3K monthly plan, right? I might need XYZ. You will definitely like propose a marketing plan to me that this is the blueprint for the whole year, and we'll be following that. But like, I'm sure like the customer need would be something that facilitates the marketing plan altogether, whatever you're proposing, because the basis on which you would have built that plan would be definitely like on the goals that they want to achieve within
Yeah. The main thing, like, we'll have everything kind of starts out with it's an initial growth marketing strategy consultation, which lasts anywhere, like, it's at least a 2-hour thing where we're digging into everything at that point. And I have an extensive like onboarding form, which I get clients to fill out, because we need to, the big thing is getting their goals for sure. Where do they want to go? It doesn't matter where I want them to go. It's where they want to go. Yeah. And then also, like, their measurements of success. What can I do to make sure that the money that you're paying me is worth it for you? Yeah. And then also setting the expectations that all of these results are not going to happen within a month. You're going to have to see it over time, which is why I put it into, we work with you for a year, and generally after 3 months, we've got things rolling and you're starting to see some traction. At the 6-month mark, you should see some momentum building. And by 1 year, you should see noticeable, tangible ROI on what has happened over the past year.
Gotcha. And Amanda, what processes and CRM that you use to frequently communicate with your customers and setting up their expectations, right? Like, what exactly do you use?
Right. Well, we do a lot of, all of our meetings are generally over Zoom or Google Meets. So that's because a lot of my clients are not local to me. I'm from Canada and a lot of them are in the States. So I use a combination of a few different software programs. One for my proposals and contracts and everything is called Dubsado, which I really like. I've been with them for since I started business. I think it was close to when they started. So it's kind of neat to have been able to grow with them. The project management system that I've just found this year and absolutely love is called Hive. It's not a bigger one. We've worked with like the Monday.com, the Teamwork, and a whole bunch of other ClickUps. And I just was not able to really adopt that. My team was not able to adopt it. So I'm really happy with Hive. We do a lot of our stuff in Google Drive. That's where we kind of put all of our files and stuff. We've got Slack as well, but Hive generally, I'm hoping to kind of take Slack out of the picture and go just in Hive because that's a good messaging system as well. When it comes to project approvals, etc., we're doing it via email and also Hive as well for that, because we can have our clients in there and we message them directly through there.
And Amanda, like, because your offerings are so versatile, like, you're doing tons of things for your customers. Do you have the complete team in-house, like the content writers? Because, when you're catering to like multiple industry, you would need industry specific content writers, or because you're doing website development, both informative sites maybe like on WordPress, or e-commerce sites maybe on Shopify, Magento, or any other different platform. So that skill set like requires a lot of people to be in-house. So do you have everything in-house, or do you still partner with external agencies or freelancers or consultants and get the objective solved? How exactly do you work?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I don't have a single employee. Everybody's a contractor, which is, I really like the model because I find contractors are more responsible for the work that they produce and they don't kind of take things for granted. Also, it's just, I like that people then are like, we'll have a set, they'll be on set clients, they get used to the clients, and the expectations are there. And again, I go through with them, here are my goals, here are my measures for success, here are my expectations for the work that you need to produce. And then, they all perform, which is fantastic. And if they don't last long.
Let's, because you're big on branding, let's talk about your brand measurement process, because like that's one of the initial things that you do for your customers, and how you take that forward, please.
Oh, I absolutely love the branding process. We've got a couple of amazing art directors, and I love, they each have their different ways of going about a brand, and it's really interesting. I've worked with one in the past. He was super in depth, and he would sit with the client for like an hour and he would put together gorgeous stylescapes, like 3 different stylescapes for the client. And then from there, it was an intense process. And from there, he would develop the brands and it would be top to bottom. It was awesome. And I found that worked out really well, but it was extremely costly, which is great. His work is fantastic. But it was extremely costly. And it also was time consuming. So we've got another art director right now that meets with the clients, and I'm sitting in on it just because I enjoy the process. Digging in again, finding out their goals, finding out what they like, where do they see their brand, what do they envision their business doing in the next 5 to 10 years. And then they go to work and put together a pitch deck for the logos. Generally, we do 3 logo options with 3 color options with typography options. The logos generally have a icon. There's a sub logo and then a main logo. And then we just go from there. Then the clients generally, I don't think I've ever seen a client pick one and then we're done. Like, then it's like, there's a conversation there where I like this from this one, and I like this from this one, and I like this. Can we put it all together? So then they go back to the drawing board. We're in this process right now, and it's really fun with a brain surgeon in California, actually. Then they produce a kind of amalgamated version of everything that they're looking for. And then it's finalized, and then we go into a website build generally, and marketing collateral with, like, in this case, brochures, business cards, email signatures, and all that. But it is absolutely incredible to see a brand come together from the starting point, because then I get to start envisioning, like, I know the art director has like it going like off, but now I need to, because they're not necessarily going to be doing all of the social media graphics and all of that. They're setting the tone for my other designers, like a senior designer that would come in, or a junior designer would come in after and support that sort of stuff. So it's fun to be able to see where the brand is going to go and what the vision is, and to take that and bring it to the rest of the team and breathe life.
Right. Amanda, any quantitative matrix that you track to kind of like, report the success of progress on the branding front specifically for your clients, say, their direct traffic increase or, the number of mentions that they're getting over time. Anything on those lines, or it is much more on,
So we do a lot of data analysis and data capture, and we're running a lot of reports. When it comes to that, yeah, we're getting the mentions, we're getting the follower increase, seeing how popular they are as a whole. In most cases, there's like the benchmark is pretty low. So like they're not like, they haven't seen a whole lot of results. So almost instantly, like once there's something in place that is consistent and cohesive, there's an increase there. But yeah, we're measuring, they get, I think it's like a 40 page report of analytics every month. That kind of is pretty comprehensive across the board on all of our actions.
Gotcha. And on the basis of your experience, like I know as an agency, you would need to measure those 40 pages KPIs to take, good strategic decision, fulfill client's goal. But reporting back to the client on so many metrics, is it a good, healthy practice as per you, or do you still confine yourself and report only things that would be like easy for client to comprehend and understand altogether? What are your thoughts? Yeah.
Well, what we do is I have clients and they have their specific, I want to make sure that I'm giving them kind of the full package. Again, as much for them as it is for my team, because I'm also sending those out to my team so they know what their work is doing. And the clients generally are looking at things like, how many followers did I get? How many visits did I get? What's my ad spend? Like those are kind of the things that they really care about. And so then we go through them. I do quarterly strategy meetings with the clients after we've kind of got things set up, and then we set out the strategy for the next. We go over what happened the previous quarter and we set up the following quarter. So in there, we're going in detail of here's what's happening here, here's where you were, here's where we want you to be, and here's what did well, here's what didn't do as well, and here's what we're going to do to get it doing what we need it to do.
Gotcha. So you believe in showing the whole picture to the customer, making things transparent.
For sure. Yeah. And even when the results didn't do what we wanted them to do, like even when they're not great results, like I believe in complete transparency there as well, because there's always strategies of, okay, why didn't this work? And what are we going to do with that information that we've gathered to be better?
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Since Amanda, you're working with multiple channels, right? SEO, PPC, social media. How do you align those strategies to kind of like amplify the effect altogether? Few tips around that, please.
I think the best way to do it is to create like campaigns around one thought process and one goal. And what are the actions that you're going to do that are going to support that one goal, and kind of getting and then pulling things together from there. And it's like based around the client's goals. What do they want? How are we what's the theme or the focus on the marketing that we're doing for that quarter? And how can we make a campaign out of that to pull it all together?
Gotcha. And like, because you're big on email marketing as well, there are like tons of case studies that I've read, on your site around it, and running such good, email marketing campaigns. How do you usually build an excellent sender reputation? That kind of like results into lower bounces and unsubscribe and spam complaints altogether.
Right. Well, the big thing is to make sure that the people that are on your list actually want to be on your list, and always giving them an option to opt out. Like, I'm okay with people unsubscribing. Please unsubscribe. If you're not going to open my email, if you're not going to click on it, like if this isn't what you want, then unsubscribe. Like I really heavily encourage that, but providing good value with the emails. Again, I feel like the theme in marketing is setting expectations. So letting them know, having a solid welcome series when they opt in, letting them know what to expect and how they're going to hear from you and how you're going to show up for them and why you're of value for them. What else? There's some strategies that you can get into when it goes to actually sending out the emails. Like one thing you can do is figure out who your most engaged followers are and send to them first. And then within the hour or so, send out to the rest of your list, because then it's going to help the Google and the Yahoo and the Hotmail gods say, oh, this person is great. Look at all these people that are opening this email, and get it into their inboxes. Lots of list cleanups, often making sure the list is really organized and segmented and tagged off properly. Creating a lot of campaigns based on actions within the emails. Like if they click here, then they're getting like really granular with their actions, is something that produces a lot of great results.
Gotcha. Are you a fan of cold outreach email?
I am, just not from your own domain. You don't want to use your own domain. I've worked with a few sales companies and did cold outreach myself. And we're not using theartofb.ca. We are using other domains, so it's not going to affect my main domain with my main marketing. But yeah, I'm very much a fan of cold outreach. I've seen a lot of business come through with that, and don't see anything wrong with it, because people will, again, delete if they don't want it. I often, I get cold outreach. I get emails from people pitching all the time. And I often, unless there's like some serious, I'm not interested at all, but I'll often be open to really almost anything that people email me, because I always am interested in what other people are doing when it comes to their marketing. Gotcha.
And any tool that you prefer for email campaign automation mainly?
I have a client that's on HubSpot. I absolutely love HubSpot. And we use ActiveCampaign a lot for a lot of ours. That client that's on HubSpot, they're big. It's a heavy sales, it's a heavy competitive industry that they're in. And we need to get really, really crazy with that one. For the ones that are like mid-level, and yes, we can segment and do everything. I love ActiveCampaign for that sort of stuff.
Right. How do you go about planning and generating content, Amanda? Because that's a big part of what you do, and almost like every service that you offer to your customer somehow interlinks to it. Narrows down the same thing. Please share your some tips.
Sure. I think that's the main reason why too, with our clients, we want to be doing all of their marketing, is because when we set up the goals and the themes for what's going on in our growth strategy consultations that we have with our clients every quarter, talking again about what happened in the past, what we want to happen in the future, building off of what we've learned from the data in the past, and then setting a theme. We have an ultimate goal for the quarter, and then each individual month has a focus. So we're not spreading ourselves across and talking about all of the services or products that they offer in one month. We are focusing on kind of just a little smaller part of it. So then everything, emails, social, ads, anything like that, is leading towards that with that in mind. So everything then is tying together that way to really hit them on a whole bunch of fronts, all with the same consistent messaging.
Gotcha. And how do you typically measure the content success? Which KPIs do you primarily keep track of? And then let's talk about a few ways you improve onto those content pieces.
Well, revenue obviously is the one that everybody wants to see increase. So that's a nice one to look at. with some clients, I've got one with a brick and mortar store. So we're looking at how many people mentioned the email campaign. Like we've got things in our email campaigns that encourage them to come in store, because that's their goal, is get them physically in the store, mentioning this email campaign or something. So that's a measurement that we have there. Sales, obviously, or even looking at like if for e-commerce, if it's in the cart, but they haven't bought it, like at least we've got them one step closer. Now that's part of the puzzle is solved. Now, how can we get like maybe an abandoned cart sequence out and see what's going on there? Other measurements, again, of course, like increase in followers, brand mentions, costs per clicks. Like I like to kind of look at that sort of thing. Impressions, how many people are seeing it, how many shares are happening, all of that sort of stuff is
basically.
Yeah.
On website level, do you believe in using those heat map and tracking down the customer journey altogether, stuff like that, when it comes to like and then coming up with CRO optimization pointers?
That stuff is really cool. That stuff is really, really cool. Being able to watch what someone's doing on your website and finding out the sticking points is, yeah, that's awesome. I love that stuff.
And like any specific tool that you use for that heat map tracking and user?
What is it called? Hot. What? I do use one and I can't remember. It's someone on my team that's more. But I was on it. Hot something.
Hotjar.
Say that again.
Hotjar.
I don't think that's it. I can't remember. I will get back to you on that. I know I've got something. I can find it fairly. Darn it. It's like on the tip of my brain. It'll come to me when we're on to something else.
Hotjar is like one of the big. Hotjar is one of the biggest.
Hotjar. Yes. Hotjar. Yes.
Cool. Right. And Amanda, like since you've been involved into like not just confining yourself to just marketing services, you also help with covering like entire sales funnel altogether. So like few tips around how you help your clients basically convert the leads that they're getting to the actual paying customers altogether. Are there like and few common mistakes that you see like in your day-to-day life around it and how to avoid them?
A few common mistakes is coming off too hot and heavy with your pitches. Like I think you want to really build that relationship, ideally, unless you're going out with a cold email, like you're cold selling, you're hitting them hard with cold, then you need to be unique. You need to make sure that your email is grammatically correct and it needs to be on point that way, because if I see something and something is off with the spelling or anything, like I am judging on that first impression. You need to set yourself apart. One person cold outreached and they used video, and it was cool. And it was a video with my name and my business in the video. So I knew that they took extra effort, and then I didn't respond because I wanted to see okay, what does your follow-up look like? Like, how does this look? And they sent me another email, which was just on point. And then a third email was another video of them. Again, it's custom for me, which I thought is incredible. I don't know how you can do that at scale, but it was really incredible and impressive.
There are some AI tools for creating customized video. So maybe.
Yeah. It was impressive. Then I finally emailed him back and said, "Holy, you did awesome. This is great. We weren't a fit for anything, but I definitely took the time to meet with them and see what they were all about, because I was so impressed."
Gotcha. And let's talk about some of the social media tools that you use for your agency operations. Something that you like and leverage for your clients.
Okay, so we have gone through a lot of publishers and schedulers and kind of trial and error over the years. Currently, right now, I'm really loving eClincher. I like their platform. I like that they hit all of the social accounts that I need for my clients. They've got great reporting. They've got a really cool thing that is like recycling queues. I really like that, where you can have posts that are evergreen and it just keeps going and going, which is great. Yeah, that's what we use for software for social. And then obviously like designers are using Adobe and InDesign and all of those, Photoshop and all of that jazz.
And Amanda, like apart from that, I'm clear on like, because you have annual contracts with your clients. So I would love to know, like, still, what are the client retention programs that you, actively involve to keep your customers happy, and also on your employee retention, because I know a lot of them are on contract basis. So what's the glue that make them stick with the agency and
okay, so with clients, often it's being able to be really transparent with clients. I like to also I always get their birthdays on our intake form. So I'm sending them out a little something on birthdays. I send them out a little something on Christmas. I want to be thoughtful with my interactions with the clients, and really purposeful too. Also checking in with them by email on a weekly basis to see how they're doing, just to be checking in. Yeah, just to touch base. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I want to make sure that the clients are happy, because ultimately, like, that's the whole thing. They need to be happy. When there's issues, it's going above and beyond to make things right, and admitting if we did make a mistake, then yeah, we own it and we make it better. I don't want to make excuses for what happened or whatever. It's owning it and making it right. I'm going to be introducing, I haven't quite yet, but a thing that I'm working on is, because every year we do a little rate increase, and I want to go to the clients and say, like, at the 6-month or 8-month mark, hey, you want to lock in your rates for next year? Sign up for another year now, and you can. Otherwise, there will be an increase at the end. So that'll retain a good chunk of them as well. And also just getting great results for them and having a really good working relationship. Like, generally that's, I have good, and I work with the clients personally. I'm touching base with them on their quarterly meetings. So they're getting that consistent person. They're like, the CEO of the company is taking the time to meet with them. I think that's a big thing as well. With my contractors, with them, it is a matter of, again, setting those expectations. A lot of people, like, I get pitched a lot for people to work for me. So I think that we have really good core values. That's it too, is when someone starts working with the Art of Business, I go through with them, or when I interview them, the big thing that I say is, we are all about our core values. And those are being, like, number one is to love what you do. If you don't love what you're doing here at the Art of Business, then it's not, like, you need to either let me know and we'll put you in a different spot where you will love it. But if you start to not love your job here, you need to either quit, or we need to figure something out, because I don't want someone that doesn't love what they're doing. Because if they love what they're doing, they're putting out great work, they're passionate, and you can feel it. Like, I want their best work. Another one is to speak up with our core values. I need good communication with everybody, kind of all over the globe. We need great communication. We need expectations in place. And so that is just off. Yeah, right from the beginning, I said that. Another one is working hard. I like to reiterate that with everybody, because sometimes we are working at a pretty high pace, and I need everybody to rise up, because if someone isn't, it's going to affect the whole team and derail us, which is not good. What else? And the last one is to always be growing or always learning. So I also like to check in with them, and we have a learning channel on in Slack of, like, what did you learn this week? What are you interested in? What books are you reading? What is exciting for you? I'm really interested in knowing that about them, and meeting with them and really caring about them. Like, I have Oh, like, yeah, any personal things that are going on. I like to check up with them. Someone just got married a couple of weeks ago, and just like, checking in and seeing how their life is. They're not just here to work. It's a relationship building as well.
Gotcha. That's wise.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of the most successful case study on how you scaled a business with your services and why you consider it successful.
Oh, okay. Most successful case study. This is an interesting one. And thinking about it kind of across the board, most successful. I guess it's one of the ones that stand out for me. And it is a success. It's not a full scope, but it's one that I did in 2017 or 18. It was with a business that it was a competition that was running here in Alberta, Canada. And it was a build your business. It was about a bank here, Alberta Treasury Bank, was putting on a contest that the winner was going to get $5,000 for winning this campaign. And they had goals. It was a crowdfunding campaign. And so we were hired to come in and help with this. And we developed the brand for this business. And then we ran the campaign it was a month of like going hard. So we're doing emails, we're doing paid ads, we're doing social. And it was just super exciting to see. We're helping her with like coaching on, you're going to go live today. You're going to talk about this. This is what you're going to like, really walking with her on that journey. And she won the competition, which was fantastic. She ended up not only getting the $5,000 prize. She was like, it was a startup business as well. So $5,000 was quite a bit for her to kind of start up. And then she ended up with over $10,000 in money coming her way from all of the crowdfunding efforts and all of the stuff. So it was just a really fun campaign that was really high pressure for a month and lots of contact with the client, and really cool results that our whole province saw.
Brilliant. And any horror story and lesson that you've learned, because like agency has been in business for a few years now.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. Something.
Oh, horror stories. So horror stories, I guess a lesson that I've learned is partnerships often aren't ideal situations. At least they aren't in my case. And also really making sure that clients and my contractors are kind of separate. Like there's always a bit of a middle person there. Because we worked with this one brand, we developed an awesome brand for them. And the marketing was going amazing. The website was in process. And then I had a bit of a falling out with a partner, or she wasn't a partner, but she was someone that was like my number two. And I leaned on her a lot, but she was going behind my back and kind of sweetening up clients. And this one that we had so much fun with, they ended up leaving me. It went sideways. They didn't pay their last couple of invoices. We were out quite a bit of money. And my number two left as well and took that client that was pretty major at that point as well, when it came to like, it was one of my main sources. Like it was one of the biggest clients that I had. She took it, they went off, and it went sideways from there. They're not in business anymore, which is unfortunate, but yeah, so there's that one went a little sideways.
That's also pretty common, Amanda. I've seen in a lot of agencies, some of the senior member might have, one of the other core expertise. When they leave, they take some of the clients with them. Yeah, that's pretty common. And
that's
so you give them the pace, and which you would do, like, at some other stage. And this kind of becomes unavoidable. But yeah, I mean, if you have like a project management, which is like taking care of the entire thing, that becoming the face and doesn't have like those technical know-how like in it, in those scenarios, you can still avoid such, scene. Yeah.
Well, and I also found too, like, because I have had some clients reach out to contractors on the side And thankfully, like my contractors are loyal. Like a lot of them come to me and say, hey, I was reached out by this client. So then I can nip it in the bud. But also on the other hand, if a client did take one contractor, they're missing out on, sure, take the contractor and pay a lesser dollar value, but you're missing out on the whole package. Like I've got a team of 19 that's working for you and you want one contractor. That's your, like, it's not my loss at this point. Like you've made a silly decision and you've broken a relationship and you've broken trust and you're on my blacklist. Yeah.
I think, Amanda, we're coming to an end here and I would like to have a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready for that?
All right, do it.
Yeah. What's the funniest thing you have ever witnessed over a Zoom call?
Oh, the funniest incident. Oh, well, we have, like, when we do team meetings, when we used to do team meetings over Zoom, we would sing every time someone had a birthday, everybody would sing them happy birthday, and listening to that afterwards, like, we are clearly not a choir, we are a marketing team, but never, like, our voices are not great. So that was pretty funny, is listening to the playback of all of us doing happy birthday.
Right. What's something new happening professionally in your life right now?
I have just been asked by a client to come on as their more like as a CMO role, like an official CMO role. So things are being in consideration for that, and just kind of navigating how that would work. So that's an interesting thing that I don't know outcomes or anything, but yeah.
Gotcha. In which subject were you the worst at school?
Math.
Ah.
Math. Terrible.
What scares you the most?
Sharks. Or the water. Were you looking for something deeper?
I wasn't expecting shark. Right. Who's your inspiration and why?
Oh, geez, my inspiration. Oh, I get inspirations from so many people, and so many. Oh, geez, I can't really pick just one. I could use I'll go with a safe one. My dad's my inspiration. There's so many though, but my dad is a pretty big inspiration to me. He's someone that has worked hard. He's built up. He's an entrepreneur as well, or was. He's just always really financially smart. He seems to have it all together. And yeah, one day I hope to as well.
Coming to my last question, what is your last Google search?
Oh, geez. My last Google search, green shirts. Which is funny because I'm doing a photo shoot. Well, this is one of the results of the Google searches, but yeah, we're doing a photo shoot. I'm planning a photo shoot with a photographer for my brand, and yeah.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you for all the time, all the valuable tips and laughs. It's been like really fun session. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it too.